Okay, here we are with Mandy again. As you can see, she's doing really good on her sits. They're fairly consistent. Within a couple days, it's not anything different than what I expected. Today I'm going to work on something. As you've all seen, she is super food motivated. So anytime there's food around, she goes for it. That's great for training. And one of the other things that we have to train when somebody is so food motivated is we got to let them know when we want the dog to not go for it. Come here. Sit. Oh, what a good girl. That's a good sit. Now, I am going to clicker train this. If you don't have a clicker, you can also do things, your voice. I'll give you an example here. Mandy, sit. Yes! Good girl. That's a good sit. That yes can act like a clicker. She knows I have the hot dogs in my hand. She knows I have the clicker in my hand here, and I got her leash, of course. But anyway, so what we're going to teach her is we're going to teach her how to leave it. Works the same as any dog. And it's real easy. You can do it. It'll only take a few times. She's super food motivated and always tries to get to any food that we have. So it's real important to tell her to leave it, because otherwise she might eat something that she don't want to eat. Okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to get down here on her level in just a second. I'm going to take the food bowl and I'm going to put it down and I'm going to tell her to leave it. I'm also going to cover it with my hand. As soon as I see her look away from it or look to me or whatever, I'm going to clicker her, and so that she knows that she's doing what I want her to do. Okay, I've got it right here. I know you know it's here. I want you to leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Good girl. So I clicked it as soon as she got her nose out of it. I kept saying the command over and over because I wanted to understand what I'm meaning by that. Leave it. Leave it. Good girl. Again, what she's going to realize is that by not getting the food, I give her food. As you can see, she's really trying to figure out how to get more of it. She knows it's in this bowl, and she really wants it. What I have to get through to her is that I don't want her to have it out of this bowl. I want to give it to her myself. So we're going to try it again. Again, I'm going to use my hand to block it. I'm going to say the command as many times as I need to get her to do it, and we'll click her when she gets it. Mandy, leave it. Leave it. Good girl. That's a good leave it. Good leave it. That's a good girl. She's getting a lot faster at that, so we're going to try it again. Mandy, leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Good girl. Good girl. Now, coming from a shelter situation, of course, she wants to eat any food she gets. She's getting a little bit better. I keep picking it up because I don't want to be talking to you and have her go in the bowl and eat everything here. I'm going to try it one more time. Over here. Leave it. Leave it. What a good girl. She's figured out that by leaving that bowl alone, I'm going to feed her out of this other hand. That's what I want her to feel. That's what I want her to do. Now, I'm going to sit back a little bit. She's going to sit up. I'm going to put this down, and we're going to see what happens. Mandy, leave it. Good girl. She didn't even go for it. That's awesome. She's still not looking at it. Good girl. That's a good girl. Now, when a dog is super food motivated like Mandy is, a lot of times when you're teaching the leave it command, it's very important for her to learn that. But sometimes it takes a whole lot more repetition because she came out of a shelter, so she's thinking, oh my gosh, there's a drop of food. I got to eat it now or it's going to be gone. So while you're battling against that, you also have to keep in mind why it is that she's like that. So it takes more repetitions a lot of times for a shelter dog to get down the leave it command than it does a dog that maybe has been in your house for 4 or 5 weeks or so. You know, Mandy's only been here a few days, and she's doing a great job and doing her best to show us everything she can. And she's trying to learn everything that we want her to. As you know, I think that dogs can communicate with you on a 3-year-old to 5-year-old child level. So while she's learning that command, we did it half dozen times. You don't always have to just use 2-word commands or 1-word commands. I'll put that command in my command, but I won't say it just like a command. Mandy, I want you to leave this alone. I want you to leave it alone. Leave it alone. Good girl. She went for the clicker. I don't know if I was blocking it there, but I moved the bowl and she went for the clicker, not the bowl. Mandy, leave it. Good girl. That's a good girl. So I'll pick it back up. It's a new bowl every time you pick it up. This is like when you want to work with your dog and you're working on sit, and you move your dog around so it's not always in the same place. Mandy, I want you to leave it alone. Good girl. That's a good girl. Good girl. Oh yes, I'll give you one for that. There you go. All right, and that's how easy it is to teach leave it. You can see she was still kind of going after a little bit, but you just got to keep on and keep on. Let them know what you want. Use the clicker, use the yes to let them know that that's what they're doing right. And we'll go from there, huh? That's right. We'll try it again one time up here like this. I've got it. Mandy, leave it. Leave it. Good girl. Good girl. That's right. I didn't want yes. You're still leaving her. Good girl. That's a good girl. That's a really good girl. Yes. You thought about it. I'll treat that. That reinforces it. You're a good girl, aren't you? Oh, good girl. Again, all there is to it. The reason we're doing all these videos is to show you that shelter dogs can come straight out of a shelter and be just this great, wonderful dog. Can be as wonderful as any dog you've had around for a number of years or a number of months. But it takes the work and it takes the dedication from you as the person to put the effort towards them. A lot of times with various commands, they're not going to get it the first time. It's going to take repetition. It's going to take working with them. You know, every day I work 2 or 3 training sessions of about 10 or 15 minutes each with her, and we're working on all the same things over and over again. As we go along, we go through sit, down, stay, leave it. Right now we're working on come to the front, walk around behind, sitting whenever we stop when we're walking, and we're going for walks. So it's all the things that a dog becomes a great member of your house, but it just takes repetition. And not a lot. You don't have to work with them for an hour or something like that. And as a matter of fact, an hour is too long. 10 or 15 minutes is great. You want to end your training on a high note, and have fun with your dog. It's why you got a dog. Go out there and have a great time.